All right, first things first, a big thank you to all of you guys for subscribing and getting this channel to 20,000 subscribers. Super happy about it and looking forward to creating more videos and more valuable content so we can grow and learn together. All right, so I'm going to be doing a $200 travel gift card giveaway, but first we're going to do a Q&A. So about a week and a half ago, I put out a question saying, ask me anything and I'll answer it in the 20K giveaway YouTube video. So here we go. Question number one is, what was your hobby / job before getting into photo video? And another question was, are you still teaching at all? So before getting into photo video, I was a teacher for 2 years and then a vice principal for another 2 years. I enjoyed teaching. I still enjoy teaching, which could explain the tutorials. However, one thing that education lacked for me was the ability to express creativity. For me anyways, teaching was about passing down the knowledge that I already knew, and it was hard for me to find time to learn and grow and express myself creatively. So in my last year of working in education, I really spent all of my spare time on evenings and weekends developing my skills with a camera. And almost exactly 1 year ago, I quit my job to pursue photography, videography, and a nomadic lifestyle full-time. Of course, like any entrepreneur, it's a lot of work. However, I love it and I'm much happier because my life now completely aligns with my values. Question two, when did you start traveling? So after I completed university, my teaching degree in 2012, I went traveling for 10 months. After that, I was completely hooked and I knew that I wanted to make this a full-time thing somehow. However, I was completely broke, so I took a job in China overseas, and that allowed me to work and grow and learn and travel my time off as well. I ended up staying for 4 years because the employment opportunities and the ability to travel to neighboring countries were just so good. What allows you to get more contracts with brands? Well, I just made a detailed 7-step process on how to make videos and get paid to travel the world. I'll put the link in the description and in the end cards. Where's your favorite place you've ever traveled to and a dream location? I get this question a lot, and honestly, it's so hard to answer because each country has its own unique thing that's amazing about it. Although if I'm really forced to answer it, then I'm gonna give you a list. So one would be Iceland, and that's for landscapes, most amazing landscapes there. Number 2 is India for the experience, like the culture, religion, food, the extremes, just so crazy there. Number 3 would be Israel for the historical significance and the super old ruins. Number 4 would be the Philippines for the beaches, tropics, and just the nicest people. There's so many more, it almost feels unfair just to pick a few. Dream location. I really don't know. However, I am open to suggestions, so where should I go? Let me know down below. What was your first creative photo? Which pic are you most proud of? It's probably a picture from Shanghai when I was first learning how to shoot manual. It's also not well edited because at that point, I wasn't very experienced with Lightroom. However, I was on a rooftop. It was one of the first rooftops I've ever got on. I was by myself. I set up the Joby GorillaPod, set up the 10-second timer, pressed the button, sat up on the ledge, froze for 10 seconds as the long exposure went off, and I was super happy with the result. It was one of the first times I'd taken a good long exposure photo as well. It was on a rooftop. And a relatively big account on Instagram shared it for one of my first big shares, so I was stoked. I think I've taken a lot better photos since, however, this one is still super memorable. What gear do you use? Since I'm always traveling, I carry the absolute minimum amount of gear with sacrificing the least amount of production quality. I believe that I've got a pretty killer travel filmmaking setup. I've also made a full video on this, so I'll put the video link in the description and also in the end cards. What are your happiest moments? 2 things. Number 1, the excitement of learning about a new country, seeing and experiencing all of its beauty and culture. Number 2 is coming home and seeing all my nieces and nephews. What's a time you were most afraid? This was a time I ate pan, it's a form of chewing tobacco, in Varanasi, India. It was 44 degrees out. It's the type of heat where you don't even sweat because the water evaporates off your skin before it even has the chance to form water droplets. So I really wanted to try this tobacco pan because so many of the locals were chewing it, and I was like, hey, this is a better way for me to assimilate to this culture. However, after about 20 seconds of it being in my mouth, I started vomiting profusely until I had 0 water left in my body. Apparently, my friends told me I turned gray. So as I was sitting there on the ground with no strength whatsoever, my friend Mike had no idea where our hostel was. So he grabbed me, put me on the back of this bicycle rickshaw, and as the rickshaw driver was cycling down these narrow alleys, Mike was pushing on my back, holding me on this rickshaw and just yelling for help. Eventually, we made it to a main square where, again, Mike was just yelling for help and people were looking but not stopping. Then a guy who spoke some English came over on a scooter and we asked if he knew where our hotel was. Luckily enough, he knew. So Mike sandwiched me in the middle of the both of us so that I wouldn't fall off. And then 3 hours later, I woke up in the air conditioning and I was wondering why my friends were looking at me funny. Then, of course, they told me the story about how I almost died. Where are you traveling next? Well, after Canada, I am headed to Tallinn, Estonia. Basically, I won an online contest for a free week in Tallinn, so I'm super excited about that. All right, that's enough about me. Let's get to the real reason you guys are here, because we're giving away a $200 travel gift card from Travel Cuts. All right, here are the entry requirements. Number 1, you must be following me on Instagram. I will be checking before I announce the winner. Here is my Instagram handle if you're not already following. The rest of the steps are really easy. There's a link in my description, click on it, and that will give you 4 more entry options. So every action gives you another entry to the competition. Number 1, you can like my page on Facebook. Number 2, subscribe to my YouTube. If you're already subscribed, just click it anyways and it will give you a bonus entry. Number 3, follow Travel Cuts on Instagram. And number 4, subscribe to Travel Cuts newsletter. Their newsletter is actually pretty solid. It's not spammy at all. It's just very informative, blog style about traveling and being overseas. So if you see the latest one, which I am subscribed to, it's about traveling solo. Here's a giveaway, which I entered. Here's one on working abroad. You get the idea. All right, the giveaway will be open for 1 week and I will announce the winner after that. Also, I'm going to be uploading new videos every Monday from now on. So hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss them. Okay guys, happy Monday. I hope you have a great week and good luck in the giveaway. Take care.